everyone. This week we celebrate the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. We are still in the Christmas season, which is white because it's a special celebration. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Each year, Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the feast of Passover, and when he was 12 years old, they went up according to festival custom. After they had completed its days, as they were returning, the boy Jesus remained behind in Jerusalem, but his parents did not know it. Thinking he was in the caravan, they journeyed for a day and looked for him among their relatives and acquaintances, but not finding him, they returned to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astounded at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished, and his mother said to him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been looking for you with great anxiety." And he said to them, "Why were you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" But they did not understand what he said to them. He went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them, and his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus advanced in wisdom and age and favor before God and man. The Gospel of the Lord. In today's Gospel, 12 years have passed since Jesus' birth. We don't have a lot of information on his childhood, but this story gives us some idea of what Jesus was like at age 12. We learn that a huge group went from Nazareth to Jerusalem for Passover, which is when they celebrated how God brought his people out of Egypt from being slaves into being free to follow God and be God's people. When it was time for the group to leave, Mary and Joseph left because they thought Jesus was with them. It turns out he wasn't. They turned back to Jerusalem to find him, and it took them 3 days to find him. Where did they find him? In the temple. But here's the surprising thing. He wasn't learning from the teachers, they were learning from him. They were surprised at his responses because they were really wise. When Mary and Joseph finally found him, they asked why he had left them and how scared they were. Jesus told them they should know he would be in his Father's house. No one really knew what he was talking about. But of course, today we know that Jesus' Father was God, and he wanted to be in the temple with God. What do we learn from this story? Maybe that Jesus put God, his Father, first, even ahead of his parents on earth. Maybe we are reminded of how much Mary and Joseph cared about Jesus. Maybe we're reminded about how wise Jesus was, that even as a child, the teachers in the temple wanted to learn from him. Who would you imagine being in the story? The teachers in the temple learning from Jesus? Mary and Joseph who loved Jesus so much? Jesus who loved God the most?